think we should do a brief like intro, maybe Ben, on convertible debt. If they're
So he's explaining what the convertible
people
debt
watching
is.
about convertible debt, like
Convertible debt is.
prepare for volatility.
So he's saying like it will make a huge volatility.
Right? Prepare for volatility. This isn't up only. GameStop's not going up
So it's not just going to go up,
only. It's
but it
going
will
to be traded,
just go
and you
down
got a
too.
new horde of traders. You got $1.3 billion of traders that are coming into the fray that are going to trade this in both directions.
So I'm curious. This convertible bond thing. I'm curious. It is a way to, let's say, Roaring Kitty, for example, or maybe some fun, or the people who he met in the past. Like, if there's a trader who can use large sum of money and then do a big, making a big volatility. I think that's what he's talking about here, and then GameStop, they did that in order to benefit themselves, but also to make the same patterns that what Roaring Kitty created back in May, and also recent the February Thump waves, right?
They're going to trade it going up, and they're going to trade it going down and make money on both sides of the trade. And
So yeah, like basically, like it's like you make money on both sides. So it's like, because I did because I've been seeing this for a while, so I did make money on calls, and also I make money on puts today. So it's kind of crazy. It's like today in the morning, my puts, I bought a puts at this price, about 69 cents, and then it shot up to $2, almost $3 in the morning. So I sold some. Okay, I didn't sell everything because I thought it's gonna go down more, so I just sold some just in case if something happened, but who knows. So it went up this much, and after a few hours later, after 3 hours later, this went another 200%. And then after I saw this thing go down even further, it went up almost 900 to 1,000%. And then I wish I could have actually held it through that much, but I it's always like, maybe I just thought maybe it's better to just be safe, because you never know what's going to happen. So but I'm pretty satisfied with the gains today. So basically, like, I just do up and down, because I know, like, if you know where this direction is going to be, and if you're an option trader, and if you've been, or even if you're not a trader, but if you are more like, into trading, or if the directions go up and down, there's going to be a volatility. If you already have a map that tells you in this day or in this week, GameStop will go this much, and in this week, GameStop will go down this much. If you know the answer, you're going to do this, right? If you're more like a trader person rather than like long-term investment. So I think it really depends, and I think it really it up to the individual's interests and what they're into. But I think I like this. I like doing this kind of stuff, and I'm really trying to train myself. And it is very risky, I think. I burn a lot of money too doing this kind of stuff. But now I'm really just trying to figure out. Every time I burn money, burn calls, or burn, I've been pretty successful with the puts, actually, interestingly. But yeah, I got burned calls, and you learn. You learn something. Oh, maybe next time I shouldn't do this. Maybe next time I want to maybe start to accumulate some shares rather than just go all in options. What I mean? So and then today, with this gains, I bought some shares. So I think that's kind of the strategy. It's just something that Rowan Kitty already kind of taught us in 2020. I think he kind of play with the call options, but later on start to stacking up with the shares, right? So I think that's kind of the strategy that I think I'm planning to do throughout this April, because the rally, I think, is not going to happen until April OPEX ends, and this throughout this in April, maybe before and after OPEX. I think in April in general, based on the speed of algo, the way I look at it, looking at this, we just complete the first thumping wave. We still need to feel like we need to still go through the 2 more thump waves. And just the fact that it's not going to be a fast, although sometimes yes, algo is fast when they announce some the major market events and things like that. But rather than that, sometimes normally the algo speed will be slower. So but anyway, yeah, that's how I look at it. And then I think rally will begin between April OPEX to May OPEX. So I think I do expect a rally in starting in May. But before then, I think this is a good chance to use this volatility, just take advantage, go up and down. Yeah, let's finish this video here.
The trade, and you'll likely see it have peaks and troughs, and the troughs will be higher than the prior troughs, and it's going to have a peak, and it's going to have a trough, and the trough will be higher than the previous. And it will be a function of Bitcoin. It will be a function of arb trading, and there's going to be more and more volatility coming onto the scene. Like this isn't up only. I saw somebody mention it's going to go to 100 and back to 25, probably, right? Like somebody said the market doesn't know what convertible.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. Especially in this year, we could go up to $100. In my opinion, by July OPEX, or maybe after July OPEX, something like that, somewhere there. But I don't think this time we're gonna see another $25. It's not gonna be like last year. Okay, this year is gonna be the cycle where we're gonna see start to seeing a big run, but when it start to come down, it's going to have a very strong support, which is about $60, $70 range. And I wish there's a call option open up in August, but I don't see it yet. So I think when the call options for August opened up, I think that will be really, really nice. But I haven't really seen it yet. I see only May OPEX, June OPEX, July OPEX. I mean, July OPEX is fine, but there's no August OPEX. So I just wish there's August OPEX, and I think yeah, I like to put money in that. Especially it's a 1 month behind, and maybe it's a safer when it start to run, and then try to aim for the peak, right? But anyway, I think that's pretty much it for the video here. Let's see.
Bonds is so GameStop sold off aftermarket. And it's like, no, convertible bond traders are probably trying to push the price down.
Oh yeah, there's more
price on the convertible bonds, right?
What do you say? GameStop sold off aftermarket,
like, no,
as like
convertible bond traders are probably trying to push the price.
Okay, so convertible bond trader. So there's a trader, I guess. So convertible bond
traders are probably trying to push the price down to get a good.
Okay, so it's intentionally they're driving the price down.
Price on the convertible.
To get a good price on the government. So I think I think what that means is that because you've seen Ryan Quinn met the wealthy investors, right? From Saudi and stuff. So today I talked to Bed Bath Beyond shareholders, and then what I told him was, I think what he's doing right now is he wants to make a good price for that wealthy investor to buy in, right? Because let's say if you have a company, and then if you want your friend or other family members, or maybe somebody that as a wealthy person, want to buy your company's share, you don't want them to have you don't want them to buy at the top, right? You want them to buy at the low price before the rally kickoff, so that they can benefit themselves. Also, they can maybe benefit you later on the future in terms of the business. So I think that's what the whole thing is. I think the goal here from RC to use these convertible bonds is to have that wealthy investors to chime in, to buy at the good price, legally, without the manipulation, and then they run it after.
right?
Yeah,
Like
that was expected.
this isn't retail isn't dumping because they don't know what convertible bonds are. Like it's getting manipulated from smart capital. So maybe Ben, I'll kick it over to you to do a quick.
So I think he explained it really well here.
Intro on CBs, maybe.
Yeah, no, we can talk about it a little bit because they're about to get a crash course in it because they're going to figure out what these pricing periods.
We've got all the
about.
content. We're True North. We've got all the content.
Yeah, and it's going to be a little bit of a system shock as well because they're also about to find out that the hedge funds that they rallied against so hard are now their partners. So that's going to be a mindset shift for the GameStop crew here. So buckle up for that one, guys. But yeah, I mean, and maybe I'll just talk about the pricing periods for now. Maybe we won't give everyone the full convertible bond backstory again here. But, you know, essentially what you've got when they announce these bonds is the investment banks go out and they find all the investors that are going to buy these bonds, which is largely going to be convertible arb desk, right? These hedge funds that are the ones that buy these bonds. And these are arb traders. And what happens is they go into a pricing period. And so the pricing period for GME will probably either be tomorrow or Friday, depending on how fast they move. And that pricing period is typically a matter of a couple of hours. So it's usually, I think, 4 hours is what I've been seeing a lot of them being. Sometimes they've been 3. And during that period, they're essentially taking a VWAP of the price throughout that period. And during that period, the people that are getting allocations to the convertible bonds are starting to put their short positions on. So whatever that pricing period is, from the beginning to the end, they're applying their short positions all the way to the end so that by the end, when they get their allocation, they've got the right short position locked in, which locks in their delta position that they're going to start trading from. So what you tend to always see is during that pricing period, the price just steadily goes down, right? Because you've got all this new shorting activity that's hitting the market. You've seen it over and over with MicroStrategy. It was very confusing for a while.
So it sounds like it was RC's strategic move that he want the price down, right? I think that, and then that create a thumb wave.
But eventually it kind of becomes familiar once you've seen it a few times. So people are going to see that. That's going to be coming here in the next day or two. I'm not telling people to go, try to trade that or anything, particularly if you're not overly familiar with it. But then from there, they're gamma trading, right? So these big arb desks are going to be gamma trading. But the good news is a lot of times with these convertible bonds, they've got 50% of the shares sold by the time they're done with the pricing period. So they'll be at about a 50 delta and then they'll be trading from there. So the bulk of the selling pressure that happens throughout the life of these convertible bonds happens during that pricing period. And then as price goes up, they'll increase their short positions. And if price comes down, they'll take them off, right? They'll buy back those shares. So that's
okay. So that big the fund or hedge fund are trading this, buying short positions or maybe they do like calls and puts and all the same time. So I think they're making these patterns here very similar to what I've been kind of talking about, making that 3 waves. And I think there's a reason why he's doing that, right?
Gamma trading at a super.
So he's talking about the gamma trader. So I think that means is the they're using with that kind of OPEX week, right? The big option week. So like there's a gamma squeeze and all that stuff. I think will be happening, throughout this whole April. It just go ups and down, like having huge volatility. And then I don't know. In terms of the second thumb wave, I don't know what kind of announcement they're gonna use to dump this thing. I don't know. Maybe another one. Who knows? But I think that's pretty much it for the video, I guess.
Shares. So that's kind of gamma trading at a super simplistic level, and I don't think we want to go too far on that for tonight. But that's
so that's pretty much it for the video. So you guys kind of understand what the whole convertible bonds means for and then what kind of move they're making right now. So basically we could expect some of that huge volatility. So that's pretty much it. And let's jump on AMC here. I think did I cover? Oh yeah, I forgot to cover the whole thing about this one. I forgot to cover about the how fast it was. So 1 second, guys. So this was my post here. No, this was this is actually before earning. Yeah, so after earning,
It's kind of the general basics.
you know how, yeah, okay, I'm going to close this one. You know how between this one, this is the before earning, right? So I actually have it here exactly, right? Even the target price. And then I thought it's going to come down about this level, which is about $26. So that's why I have a put positions around this area, but it come back down even further to touch this level. When you line this up, purple line, it's making a higher low. So that's the bottom. So we actually hit the bottom here, but we might do another double bottom here setup until next week. So just keep that in mind. If anybody plays options, just to make sure you think a little bit further. I mean, not think about further, but you want to think about the timing, right? You want to think about the speed of algo. You want to think about, yeah, you should study this pattern here, because I think they're gonna run very similar pattern, but much more bigger and stretched out version. And make sure sometimes it runs faster, sometimes it runs slower. So you want to consider both at the same time, I think. So yeah, what we saw today. So this is what I was expecting, but what we saw today instead was this one. You see how oh shit, yeah, this gap was filled. I didn't notice that. I didn't realize that. Wow, so they tank it down quite a lot. Yeah, they filled this gap at $21, $22 level. So yeah, there's no gap, no more gap. I mean, I don't think they're gonna come down as much, you know. That's $17. So I think they're gonna still stay around this level. I'm surprised they tank it quite a lot. I didn't really realize. Wow, that's fucked up. Yeah, I think I sold it around my last call options around here or something. Because there's also gap there. Yeah, I didn't realize they tank it so much. They're so retarded. Like, holy shit, they drop another 10%. That's so fucked up, man. Okay, anyway, so this was my what I was expecting. So which means that the second thumb wave is gonna be a much more a bigger here. So 1 second, guys. So you see how this patterns, it runs so fast. So so you see how yeah, that's the top. They come down here, right? And I thought they're gonna go down, go sideways a little bit like this to tank it down, but they tank it down so fast. So okay, let me just adjust the height here. So now you see this thing start to rising, but this will come down one more time. So they're gonna make a double bottom. Okay, so if anybody do options, just to make sure to understand those kind of thing, and also the timing, right? The time of the speed of algo, right? If speed of algo start to get slow around here, maybe drag it out a little bit, you know, they might try to kill the options, right? So just to make sure you think about that. Today I bought call options for 2 weeks. Sorry, the call option for April OPEX week, which is April 17. There's a holiday on 18, so I bought it for. I think 17 is much more safer in my thoughts, my opinion. But I also have I bought a call option for April 11th, because I think the second thumb wave will happen either between next Thursday to next Tuesday, in between that, because that's what I see here. The reason I say that is because let me just maybe turn this one down. If I bring this one up, because this is from the May run, right? So as I mentioned before, they're mimicking the May run. Okay, so this was so based on here, there's accumulations start to run, pull back, they making a thumping wave here, but they couldn't go up. They didn't go rally. Instead, they tank it down, which means that they already create this a thumb wave, which they're now using that one in here, because now the setup is to make this run here, right? So they push this thing even further down. Okay, so oh fuck. So just to give you some little bit of a vision here. So what they did, instead of doing this, they tank it down, right? They want to buy more time. So what they did was they did this one instead. Okay, they drag it out more, right? Yeah, everyone wants to see this run earlier, but you know, that's the market makers. You know, they don't want it. They want a little more time. They want to buy more time, you know. So they did that. Okay, so now we are entering the first thumb wave, and then now, but when you look at this way, it's a lot faster. But since the thumb wave is a lot slower, I mean, sorry, the whole thing is very slow. So I just took the last parts, and then I brought it here, and that's this fractals. Okay, so from that, come down, first thumb wave, pull back down, doing second thumb wave, which looks like it's gonna happen April 7th, based on this fractal, right? Based on this, right? And this thing completely making a nice a triangle shape there. And you might wonder, oh, the second thumb wave based on the May run, before the May run, it only goes up here. Yeah, sure. But they create the second thumb wave here to repeat it here, right? So when you use that same fractals, it makes sense. So I think there's a reason why they create a second thumb wave here, and I think they might use the same cycle, but they're gonna use this time frame maybe for the bigger for the bigger picture. So yeah, we've completed this first thumb wave. It came down more than I expected, but this is now about to do a second thumb wave, but I'm expecting to see the double bottom by next Tuesday, March 31st. Yeah, maybe Monday or Tuesday. It really depends. Okay, it really depends on the speed. So right now there's no much speed at the overnight trading, so you're just going sideways. But yeah, it might touch this here, maybe come down, right? So usually Friday they coming down, right? So come down Monday, maybe boring day, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. At Tuesday. So it really depends how they run, how fast they run this thing. But I think that's kind of what I'm expecting here. So even if I use the fractals and then adjust it here, but you also want to consider maybe a week or 2 weeks. You want to add that just to make sure if the market makers decide to buy more time, right? That usually happens, right? So yeah, anyway, so that's kind of what I see here for the second thumb waves. And then as I said before, if the second thumb wave, if they run the second thumb wave like this here in what happened in February, this will touch this here, I think. There's a gap at $32. I think they might fill that gap. And then you see this is the May 15, May 13, 14, that peak. You draw a line and it touches exactly here. So I think this thing could pop maybe up to $33 or $30 to fill that gap. And then they're gonna smash it again, and then going for the second thumb wave. So yeah, I think they're gonna just do this type of things, yeah, until they finish this one, and then a rally in May. So yeah, that's GME. Yeah, I think I'm seeing maybe Monday, because I check AMC. So now let's go back to AMC. So AMC also, but the funny thing is GameStop. If GameStop fall that much, AMC usually it dump also, like it could dump like 10 or 18%. Like cost. Look at cost down like 10%, right? But AMC really doesn't get affected that much. So which means it's really, really interesting. And I'm gonna show you here briefly. So AMC is now doing running a cycle from 2020 November, right? And then I brought the fractals here. It just seems like running exactly here. The thing is, when I compare to 2020, let me show you here. So when you go back to 2020, the month that I'm looking at, the month that I'm looking at is here, this level. Let me just change to yellow. So I'm looking at here, and this area is from 2020 September to November, right? And what they do here before the gap up and then pop, they do this kind of a pattern where like they go up and down twice, which is exactly what they did here, right? Go up and down twice, and then boom, gap up, squeeze. So I think they're doing same thing here again, right? You see 1 2, you see that? So they're running I think they're doing a same pattern here. You know what, I'm gonna copy this and then just put it in here, because I think they test that for a reason. Okay, there you go. I think they're gonna do that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. If AMC could pop to a $4.86, okay, that makes sense. Because you know why? If it hits here, because I didn't draw I already drew the line, you know, to match here. You see, it makes sense. It matches perfectly. I'm surprised. I mean, I didn't do it before. I just did just on, you know, just live. Because the funny thing is when that happened, this is the where this area is, right? So they also do this type of pattern where like they go up and down twice, right? And then shut up. But this is the phase where this thing happened. But then it jump up like even like 300%, right? That's when you know, Roaring Kitty tweets and then, you know, squeeze happened. But it seems like the pattern is slightly different, but then it seems like the pattern looks like very similar to this one. So it seems like it was a test, and they might repeat the same cycle. And I think that's kind of where we at. And then if the and then that perfectly line up here, matches here, and then if the AMC go up to a $4.89 or something like that, and then pull back, that perfectly giving this, you know, like I mentioned about this rubber band theory, where like it touches you know, this certain level, you know, making a huge wedge, and then you just keep testing that out and try to go push it and pull back and come down, push it, come down. They're gonna do this kind of test until at the end of wedge, and then just, you know, squeeze. So I think that's what we're gonna see here. And then when we're gonna see this in AMC, we're gonna see in GME as well, right? So if GME in GME, it will show in the second thumb wave. It's gonna be a very big one, and then the AMC will do the same thing. How much is gonna pop here? 1 second. Yeah, it's a 64% size, but you know, when you play options, let's say if you do, I sold my calls that expire next week, because I feel like they're gonna drag it out. So I bought it a week after, because I think AMC will blow up when GME blow up in the second thumb wave, because the second thumb wave will be bigger, and AMC is now making this type of a go up and down pattern before gap up squeeze, like what happened in April and May. So it seems like they're running a same pattern here. They might just go up and down like that, gap up squeeze. Yeah, so we'll see. I think we are very close. It's just really a matter of the timing, when GME, AMC, all these things all line up and then just happen together. So yeah, it's the wedge here. Yeah, my dog is like making his home here or something. He thinks that my clothing is a sand or something. So okay, he's keep digging. Okay, so you see this line, it's making a very nice a higher low, and that the wedge at the end is April 4th. Okay, so which means that I'm curious if they're gonna do that. Yeah, I think it might be like that. Then it is gonna full, right? It will be filled completely like that. Yeah, I think it might be like that. Okay. And Monday, because I don't think Friday is gonna be a gap up squeeze time. April 7th, Monday, boom. There's a gap at $4. Perfectly fill that gap, and then come down, right? That's how I think. So we'll see. It might touch this here too, like just go up, down, and then go for a May run, go for a May run, But yeah, I think April 7 or 8, April 7 or 8, is the one that we could expect the second thumb wave from GME. April 2nd, and yeah, here. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna see it. So yeah, anybody who play options, just be careful. Even if you think that week is gonna happen, maybe just add another week or 2 weeks, because they'll save you a lot of money. So yeah, that's GME and MC, and then some people, I'm surprised that people still ignore AMC. Like AMC, you have to look at both at the same time, in my opinion, because it's all rigged together. It's all combined together. So if GME pops, AMC will pop. So you'll benefit. You can benefit from each other, right? So from both an AMC and GME, and then you look at AMC, it's like, oh yeah, look at this price, and it's a whole manipulation. Yeah, sure, but if you go AMC, okay, I'm not here to really just give you a financial advice or buy call options here and there. It's really, really risky, so you shouldn't buy call options. But if you're already into this kind of thing, and then you already know what you're doing, I believe that there's a lot of traders also watching this one. Let's say you buy April 11th, and then let's say you buy $3.50, which I have, and then it's like so much cheaper than GME, you know what I mean? But let's say you buy 100, and that's like $500. I think it's pretty cheap. And then let's say this goes up to $4. By 7th, that's like 900%, right? So from 500 to 4,000, that's a lot. So yeah, who you never know. But yeah, but the risky part is AMC. Typically it's just shot back down really fast. It's just like a laser, like just like look at this, like look at how it moves. It just moved up, just shut down like crazy, like what you saw from GameStop. It's like come down like 47%, like 50% down, another 50% down. Like, yeah, it's really really risky. So I really don't recommend any of this, unless you're like highly trained traders, I guess, or you know what you're doing. But I think I think, yeah, people who do option trading, especially like I've seen people who are really good. So, or yeah, like or they also do their own TA. So I'll just leave it up to you. But yeah, I think this is we're heading for April OPEX, and I think we're about to see a major events, and very soon, between April OPEX and May OPEX, June OPEX until July OPEX, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And then yeah, I thought it would be nice to share this with you guys too. Let me see, actually, yeah, so maybe they can come down like that. Yeah, I think the timeline will be same, even if they delay. I mean, it looks like because they take it down this much, but they come back down fast, they fill the gap, which is good. If they do that, that's $30. I don't know if they're gonna actually fill this gap. Maybe they're gonna leave this gap for the rally, because when this rally kick off, they need a gap to fill. So they just go up, fill the gap, continuously go up, right? So I think they might doing that. But even if we change this thing a little bit more flatter, I don't think it would change anything. I mean, it's still, I think the time frame will be still between April to May OPEX. So I think May OPEX should be okay. May okay. This is May 16, so that's $38. So it will kick off May 12 in my chart. So I mean, I think May call option is still risky in my opinion. I mean, if you buy here, maybe you can get it cheaper, but I guess it really depends on your the risk tolerance, and how much risk you want to take. But if you, let's say, buy here for the May options, and let's say if this thing pops, then I think you're gonna make a lot of money, right? But if not, then you're gonna lose money, right? So I also have to be really careful how I make this strategy here, because I got burned a lot too before, and now I start to making money from these calls, and I've been really being careful with the time, and then week that I bought, and then if I feel like it's not gonna squeeze, I just dump it, and then just cut the loss, and then maybe add that in for another day and another weeks that I'm looking at. And then it's been really tough to look at this thing, but I think this phase is where you make money if you do the right thing, I think. So I'm gonna go for a ride. I'm actually collecting shares as well, but I do options and also do shares. But now, yeah, I think this will be the nice last chance to make a lot of money, to collect some money, and then ride this whole fucking crazy ride here. So I'm trying to do my best to really, do everything, go up and down. And then some people don't like this volatility. They just want to leave it as it is, and just ride the whole volatility without profiting from go up and down. But if you're someone like trader like me, who are into more like, you see, oh yeah, I'm gonna see this way, and then I see downside. Yeah, if you're okay doing that, sure. So yeah, I bought some calls for GME today for April OPEX and April 11th, because I think the second Thump May will happen between April 3rd or April 8th, but it's more likely based on AMC, because I track AMC as well. It could be more likely that we could see a gap up squeeze, very short lived, in April 7th or 8th this week. So I'm gonna still continue to watching this thing, but I think that's when the second thumb wave will happen. Once that second thumb wave will happen, I'm gonna buy put options because I know this thing will go down. So AMC will come down under the 24%. GME, let's say if hit this level, or if not, they only, let's say, hit this level, maybe GME come down under the 26% or 24%, but still maintaining this a higher low level, and then go for another third thumb waves. This will be short one, small one, and then come down, and that will be the final, the thumb waves. And then we're gonna go for May run. So that makes sense because Oron Kitty mentioned about it's Jericho, and then we're gonna see that, right? So May, June, July. So he talked, RC always talk about 741, and I think it's gonna do I think the around July. OPEX, maybe that's when we're gonna see the peak here, and then this gonna come down. I don't know what, maybe they're gonna announce. I think it makes sense they're gonna announce another offering here. Maybe it's a big offering that will bring the price down to 40, maybe around 40 to 50%. About 40%, and that will retest this level here too, right? So around June and also May high, they might retest this level. So you can keep that in mind. So it can just go for MOAS, right? It's gonna take some time. They need more liquidity, and also maybe there's a RC side buyers wants to chime in. They want to also have some GameStop shares, and maybe RC wants to have some opportunity for them to get in, and I think that's when that's what we're going through here in April before this run kick off. So I'm looking at this as this whole thing for this year, and then I think after this year, I think I'm gonna take a rest. I might stop doing streaming, and then maybe go for maybe a short trip or something. I really want to take some time off because I made a lot of money here, but I also lost a lot of money, as you see, because I thought it's gonna go higher. So now I spent another year to see how fractals plays out, and I think now we are almost ready. So I think once I start to see once I start to see what this whole thing plays out, the way I see plays out, then I'll be still have shares, but I don't think I'm gonna play options for a while. I don't know if I want to play this volatility, so I'll just leave it at that. I'll probably buy put option here at the end, but yeah, maybe calls it here, but I don't want to play this one. I'll just take a few months off or something, go somewhere else. Just take mines off from option trading. It's been really stressful, to be honest with you. And then this thing will happen in 2016. So or what year is this one? 2016. So I want to really see this one in a much more a bigger way. So I know people want to see, we might see this more as sooner, but I don't think market will be just like we don't I don't know market will just let that happen, what I mean. I think it will be more like slow squeeze, but in more explosive way. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and then let's continue to track this whole thumb waves for until April, before the May OPEX or before May run. So let's see how this thing realize, and then I'll see you guys. Tomorrow is Friday, right? I don't know if I'll do a tomorrow stream, but probably I'll do maybe weekend updates or something like that. So I'll probably do I'll see you guys on the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. I'll probably do on Sunday, before market open or something like that. So but yeah, thanks for tuning in. Have a good weekend, and then I'll see you guys next time.